Adamawa. And then on the 1st of March this year, let's flip to that now, they also did conduct patrol searches and recovered, was quite substantial, the visuals that was eventually shown to the public via the media, a cache of arms recovered by the military on the 1st of March. From then on, yes, this is the one I just spoke about. Let's go on to the next one that happened on the 17th of March, and then Major General Chris Olukola, the Director of Defense Information, while commenting, says they announced the reclaiming of Goniri town. So ever since then, there's been a lot of announcements from the military about the towns that they captured. I think recently they said just about 3 or so is still under the grip of the insurgents, and who knows, before long, that will become history. They will have captured all of those territories, but I guess we'll double check with them to see if that really is the case at the moment. But then, Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, Chief of Army Staff, let's get to that now. Here's his comment. He says, well, about elections, major hold those liberated towns and villages. Now, these comments have come over time, and so we just picked some of them and just highlight them here. He also did say government structures needed to be restored before elections were issued, and our war sometimes is not fought on some platforms, the platforms of permutation. So these comments he made while, of course, when journalists, after some of the meetings that they have, we approach them or ask them questions. So whatever they say, we just pick some of them and then bring them to you at this time. So last the comments coming through from Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, Chief of Army Staff, about elections. But then the political parties themselves have not been quiet about security situation in the country as well. The PDP, well, actually, he is the director, coordinator of the National Information Center, Mr. Mike Mary. He also did say, well, at the moment, the government of the day did underestimate the extent of incursions into our territory. Now, we have improved with our security, and then there's that cooperation he also did say with neighbors. Remember that the Chad Basin Security Architecture, which he says is being strengthened now. Countries like Chad, Cameroon, Niger are cooperating with Nigeria, and as such, hence while we're recording the successes that we are at the time. But then the APC presidential flag bearer only recently did say, quote, yes, we have noted the full display of professionalism and courage in combat. He also did say, we urge the armed forces to do more. They should ensure that territories already recaptured do not fall again. Well, that sentiment has also been echoed by a number of Nigerians who want the successes recorded there to be permanent. The military themselves have also said that, well, they say never again will we experience what we have experienced over time. Only recently, everyone, the U.S. Secretary of State, U.S. Vice President, Mr. Joe Biden, did make that call. He spoke with Nigerian President, President Goodluck Jonathan, and the presidential candidates of the APC, General Muhammadu Buhari, ahead of the presidential elections. He commended the President and General Buhari for signing the peace accord in mid-January as a show of their commitment to non-violence throughout the election process. He also did say the United States will support Nigeria, then INEC, for their work to deliver free, fair, and credible elections, in part through its essential efforts to distribute the permanent voter cards and help ensure that electronic card readers are in place and fully operational. Well, at the end of the day, he did say that they affirm the United States support. They stand with Nigerian people in support of credible and peaceful elections, and will continue to stand with Nigerian people, whatever the outcome. So a lot of activity happening within this 6-week window when the elections were postponed. But anyway, recently, the chairman of the commission has been speaking about security, not just security across the country, yes, but in the northeastern region, and then about INEC officials who will be going on to conduct these elections. Take a look at what he said.
The long-awaited general election is expected to begin next week, Saturday, after it was rescheduled for 6 weeks from April 14 by the Independent National Electoral Commission. This meeting with civil society organizations is organized to assess the level of preparedness by the electoral body. According to the chairman of the commission, the electoral umpire has taken advantage of the earlier postponement to fine-tune arrangements, including the use of card readers, and is now set for the polls.
We believe very strongly that the period of extension has been put to good use and that it has added value, and obviously we will be able to do a much better election, and it also reinforced our belief that the elections for 2015 will be remarkably much better than the 2011 elections. And in fact, as Clement rightly pointed out, we believe it will be the best election in Nigeria's history.
The chairman, however, expressed some security concerns for the commission workers who will be in the field to conduct the elections.
Clearly, security remains an issue of concern, particularly securing the staff of INEC as they are being deployed or as they are conducting the elections, and also protecting the election environment. We have received assurances from the security agencies that they are doing everything that is possible to provide this security.
Meanwhile, some members of the civil society organization insist that the elections must hold as scheduled.
We as civil society, we are ready to observe the elections. We certainly believe that all of those who have a role to play in elections have to owe a responsibility to Nigerians to ensure that elections do go on March 28 and April 11 as indicated by the Commission.
81% of the over 50 million registered voters who have collected their permanent voters' cards are expected to vote in next week's election. Whether or not this election will be peaceful and credible, much depends on INEC, the political parties, and the people.
So there you have the wrap-up of what the chairman of the commission says, and possibly expectations from everyone. So tonight, a review of what has happened ever since the elections were rescheduled and what we expect. Let me go over to our guests who have joined us tonight. Gentlemen, good evening and thank you for coming on today. Good evening. Let me start with Captain Ali. I mean, you several times have spoken up about the challenge that you faced at the time. But the elections have been rescheduled and they're all counting down now to that big day. From what you've seen so far, what's your assessment?
First, let me congratulate